So, my initial impressions before I get into the tests and break them down are the R10 Approach is the best product in this field for this price range. And why do I say that? It gives you accurate enough yardages with direction left and right, and yardages that are in the ballpark of what is reality that can help you practice and stay engaged. I'm going to go through Home T Hero E6. I'm going to compare it to the S300i, which I also own, as well as I am going to kind of give you my pros and cons at the end of the video. You can go ahead and look at the bottom or in your chapters menu on this YouTube video, and if one of those things is of interest, just skip ahead to that, or if I can keep the viewership and you engaged, feel free to watch this whole video. So the first aspect of this that I think grabs everyone's attention is the fact that it offers simulation at about a third of the price as the next competitors, which are SkyTrack and Mevo Plus. For me, Home T Hero is about all I need in terms of golf simulation, because what I want from a golf simulator, I learned through one day, is I want to improve my accuracy off the tee and my approaches to into the green. I found the chipping and the putting, which is non-existent on this unit, but chipping in particular, very useless. It's a feel-based thing. It's hard to get the unit to read the chips. I just find it more frustrating than fun when using that function. So really, off the bat, if you're looking at improving ball striking and you're looking at approach shots and driving and would like to take these into template holes, this is the unit for you, and at $600, it's hard to beat. That being said, there are some cons. The cons that I see right away are the chipping is not very good, in my opinion. I don't think that it's a unit where if you're trying to improve your short game solely, this is not your unit. It does not have putting, which I am not concerned about. I don't want to use a unit to do putting. And if you're using Home T Hero exclusively, the graphics are cartoony, and many of the courses, though they are like the course, there's elements of the course that aren't the same. And what I mean by that is it'll give you the GPS map, but it isn't going to give you maybe the feel that that course has. The E6 software gives you a more immersed feeling in the universe of the golf course, but at the same time, I find I'm going to have a major learning curve just using that product, getting used to how to best utilize my swing, because I found I hit a few shots using that software package and they were misread, and it kind of gets frustrating. So basically what I'm saying is, if you don't want to buy something where there's a major learning curve, where you have to be consistently learning and trying to figure out the best way for your unit to replicate a golf course, then this might not be for you. I'm going to put on the screen now my experience with Home T Hero and talk you through that. So here is Home T Hero. I've got a bunch of courses I've been playing. I've played Pebble Beach. I played Sawgrass. But for the sake of this video and the sake of me not looking absolutely silly, I will be playing Bandon Dunes' course, Old McDonald. And that I left the chip shot on, but I recommend maybe taking the chip shot off and just staying on approaches. This is what this program looks like. If you look at the top, it gives you numbers. You basically click, aim, and then you hit your ball, and then the Doppler radar system will go about doing it. Now, is this the most realistic simulator? No, but for $600, and then this is a yearly subscription of roughly $100, $99.99. This gives you access to hitting yardages into golf holes that you will more than likely be playing with directional data. So, for me, this is a great way of assessing how close I am to getting balls online and to a target. So, as you're seeing, I'm missing a little to the left. I'm not finishing onto my left side. I'm just kind of coming down with the club and not transitioning well right now. Fast hands. But I got lucky and hit a good chip. What you didn't see there was it took about 3 or 4 times to hit that shot. I also have a fan in the podcast studio that sometimes interferes with the Doppler-based radar system. That was online. It was just the wrong club, so it was the wrong strike. This is one of the golf courses that's kind of like Spanish Bay, Old McDonald, where it's like a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. I really like Old McDonald. I think it's a really funky and fun course. Coming up right here, you're going to see where this might be a little different than reality. So the third hole at Old McDonald is this famous ghost tree. When you look here, there are 2 trees, but it's not nearly the same shot that you would be hitting. One thing I've noticed in Home Tee Hero is, like on this shot, I hit a 4-iron. I'm not sure how it knows what club I'm hitting. Maybe I should be changing the club somewhere in the app. I'm just kind of hitting clubs, and I'm not always sure that the data is picking up on it, but I enjoy having a app and goals and targets to aim at. So I'm not looking at this data as the gospel, but I do believe often that the direction is in the right place. I hit this low runner right up in there, and that is one of the coolest golf holes in America. If you ever get the chance, be sure to play the third hole at Old McDonald. Just amazing facility. I guess I missed out on my drive on this hole, although it wasn't much of a drive, but I really smoked this 3-wood up here, and pretty cool. Just that I have this access for under $2,000 to be able to practice. And I think I've hit between like 200 to 300 golf balls today just by making this video, and it doesn't feel as monotonous as just swinging over and over and over and just trying to think of numbers. Now I'm hitting to targets. I'm kind of reliving memories of playing this course. It's a lot more fun. As you can see, there's that. The chipping, as you can see, make your own judgment with that, but it's very hard for the sensor to read it. Now we're going over to E6. Now the E6, you can pause it and see all the golf courses that came with my membership to the Garmin R10. I haven't seen people say that, but I was pleasantly surprised to see one of my all-time favorite golf courses, Bandon Dunes, was listed. I hit a 2-iron off the tee, and when I made this video, I didn't realize you could change clubs in the Garmin or the E6 software. So the E6 software for me is a lot harder to use than the Home Tee Hero, but it's also a lot more realistic. It's like playing a simulator inside a video game. So these are like, this is a lot more realistic to what Bandon Dunes is. But then at the same time, there's a lot more I felt like I needed to do and be aware of in order to make this fully function as well as I could. Now, one issue I had was a 35-foot putt at Bandon Dunes, and they give me a gimme for a 3-putt. On this hole, which is a fairly challenging second hole at Bandon Dunes, the miss is always to the right on this hole. I miss out right. I'm giving myself a good chip here. I've turned chipping off. And this is just something that I just find a little frustrating, where we get all the numbers and stuff that I hit. I think that was about a 6-iron. And then my auto is a 3-putt. And it's like, come on, can we get a little bit more randomization where I get like maybe a 2-putt every now and then or something like that, because it's just a little tough. Hit driver here, and I was wondering why my carry numbers weren't so good. But then I realized looking back that it's into the wind. So I think this program does a better job than Home Tee Hero with making the wind affect play. If you'd like me to go into Home Tee Hero, leave a comment and let me know if that's something of interest. I hit a 5-iron there, and it was listed as a 4 hybrid. I think that affected the way that played out. I'm not fully sure how to get the numbers right on E6, but I think it's user error. But what I do like about E6 and Home Tee Hero, but E6 in particular, is this is the way I've played this hole in real life at Bandon Dunes. So what was cool is, even though I'm doing the wrong, I'm getting the wrong clubs in and all this and that. I'm playing this hole exactly how I would probably try to play it, and then I'm on and giving myself a 20-foot birdie putt. Now, of course, they don't let me get the I made it. Now, there's some stuff I can go back for my range sessions and look at how accurate I'm hitting the ball, but this is very neat for me because when I wanted to get a golf sim, Bandon Dunes is one of my favorite courses, and I always told myself I really want to have Bandon Dunes, the access to Bandon Dunes, and the fact that this came with the software is exceptionally cool to me. So I'm very excited about that, and that is the E6 software that comes with this unit. Now let's go to the comparison. Driving range mode, I'm going to hit a pitching wedge, an 8-iron, and I'm going to hit a driver, and we're going to see how these numbers look just in terms of that. Then I'm going to put the swing caddy up, and we're going to look at how those numbers look and compare those.
(222 yards).
yards. Yards. 132 yards. 144 yards. 145 130 yards. 135 yards.
So now you might be just jumping in at the end. I've shown you a little bit of the simulation. I've shown you kind of the raw numbers. What is my lasting impression of this device? Well, I think that for me personally, it's a great value. Something that I've wanted is the ability to play golf courses with my friends, simulator style. It's portable if we want to go to the range. We can play it at the podcast studio. And this is perfect. This is the price range I was willing to pay. I'm willing to pay the yearly subscription fee. And now I am very excited to have this in my possession. But who is it not for? Let's talk about who it's not for before I talk about who it is for. If you want a device that is similar to a TrackMan, this is not going to meet your needs. There are going to be inaccuracies with it. I saw it. Now, keep in mind that Doppler-based systems are going to always have errors when two Doppler units are going on. There's a fan going on. I've heard noise impacts Doppler and all that stuff. Just a Doppler unit as a whole is always going to struggle based on the limitations of technology. So that being said, if you're looking at a product under $1,000 and you want something that's as accurate as a TrackMan that also provides golf simulation, you're just realistically not understanding what the current market is. If you want numbers and the most accurate data possible, I would realistically just look at more expensive items or be more open-minded when coming to this product. This product is not for someone that's saying that they want to hit a 130-yard forced carry over a bunker and be able to do 30 to 40 repetitions of that exact yardage, so if they went into competition, they could replicate it. This does not really do that. And if that is one of your needs for a product, well, this isn't the product for you. This product is also not for someone who is looking for probably the most realistic simulation experience. If you want to be able to chip, putt, and just kind of have an immersive, interactive experience, this is probably not your simulator. This simulator is perfect for me because I want to work on two things: stroke gained off the tee and strokes to the green, on approach. This unit is basically built for driving accuracy and your ability to target greens in a target golf fashion. If those are not two things you are working on improving, this unit might not be of interest. It's also important to know you probably should have a facility that you use often or have some sort of membership to get a lot of range balls, because if you're not going to the range that often as well, this unit probably does not meet your needs. Who is this unit for? I think this unit is for the weekend golfer that wants to be able to play golf when it's raining, or wants to be able to go to the range and be able to play a 9-hole course and make some beer bets. This is good enough for me. I am by no means a pro golfer, but it gives me enough direction for me to be able to look and see where I'm hitting it, the type of strike I'm hitting it, and then also to give me goals and numbers for me to try to achieve in a practice session while looking at golf courses I one day want to play, and actually building up my confidence by having me hit certain numbers. Now, I believe, and I'd like to believe, I hope it's not true, but I believe that some of the spin rates aren't accurate on this device. I think that that's just a given the price point, because I think that spin is an issue with all Doppler-based units. But with driver, I would say it's probably about 20 yards short, because I hit the ball low and it tends to run out. Maybe for someone that hits the ball higher or has more swing speed and doesn't rely on a low piercing ball flight that runs, maybe the unit's more accurate, but I'd say it's pretty much, it feels like it's maybe about 20 to 25 yards short on driver. Now with wedges, I found it to be very accurate. With irons, when comparing it to the the SC300i by Voice Caddie, the biggest discrepancy in terms of carry I found was 5 to 6 yards. For my personal game, that's not that big of an issue. And then knowing where my directional error is, because I'm hitting into a net most of the times I'm practicing, is very helpful. I think that this is a wonderful product for the consumer. And I think that in wrapping up, this is a consumer-based product that allows middle class golf enthusiasts and a lot of the average people that would love a more sophisticated golf training aid that gives them access to playing golf courses and hitting numbers on these golf courses and making training fun. This gives it to you without having to spend $2,000. And I think that that's a wonderful thing. And I think that this is just only going to get better and better and better. But I'm excited because this now allows me to want to practice. And I think that's the hardest thing about improving with golf is kind of like bodybuilding. It's very monotonous. In order to get the results, you have to just kind of get into a routine. Think about the numbers. Just do the repetition and know that hard work pays off. This unit allows you to do that monotony, but it gives you new goals and new templates and new courses to mess around and work on your shot shape. I noticed sometimes it called my cut a pull, and I looked at the direction on my net and it was a cut. So I do think at times it'll be directionally off. I'd say overwhelmingly it's more right than wrong. Probably if I was going to go play in like a little local tournament that's not too serious, I'd probably take the Voice Caddie SC300i because I just trust the carry numbers with that one. I've used it outside and it feels about right. So for me, the Garmin, my main thing that I'm using this Garmin device for is it makes practice fun and it gives me direction with the ball flight, and it gives me a new way of practicing where I don't have to be creative in my own head and focus on where my ball position is and hitting the ball. Now I can play Spyglass or Tobacco Road or all these golf courses that I save up my money to go on golf trips for. Well, now they can come to life in my podcast studio, and that is tremendous. I am so thankful I got access to this unit. I want to thank the people that put this together to allow me access to review this. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments if you've made it this far. I'm willing to do any and all videos pertaining to this. I don't necessarily have access to a TrackMan or those type of devices. I believe Gung Ho Golf has videos. I'm going to link above if you want to see those. Also, Let's Play Through has some great videos on this product. I'm just trying to bring more consumer-based information about this product. Please let me know. I hope I did a good job explaining this. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.